The day of the wedding dawned bright and clear, a perfect contrast to the stormy night when Carolyn and Daniel had first confessed their love. Gull Cottage was adorned with flowers, their sweet fragrance mingling with the salty sea breeze. The garden, where the ceremony would take place, was transformed into a romantic haven with twinkling fairy lights and delicate white roses. Carolyn stood in her room, gazing at her reflection in the mirror. She wore a simple yet elegant white gown, its lace details reminiscent of a bygone era. Her hair was swept up in a loose chignon, adorned with a few sprigs of baby's breath. Martha, her loyal friend, fussed over the final touches, ensuring everything was perfect. "You're a vision, Carolyn," Martha said, her eyes misty with emotion. Carolyn smiled, her heart fluttering with anticipation. "Thank you, Martha. I can't believe this is really happening." Downstairs, Daniel waited nervously. He wore a classic navy suit, his usual captain's uniform set aside for this special day. His transformation from ghost to mortal had given him a new lease on life, and he looked every bit the dashing groom. As the guests took their seats, a hush fell over the garden. The children, Jonathan and Candy, stood proudly as part of the wedding party, their faces beaming with joy. The soft strains of a violin filled the air, signaling the start of the ceremony. Carolyn appeared at the top of the garden path, her arm linked with Jonathan's. As she walked towards Daniel, their eyes locked, and the world seemed to fade away. Each step brought her closer to the man she loved, the man who had waited over a century to be with her. When she reached him, Daniel took her hands in his touch warm and real. The officiant began the ceremony, speaking words of love and commitment that resonated deeply with everyone present. "Do you, Carolyn, take Daniel to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, for as long as you both shall live?" "I do," Carolyn replied, her voice steady and filled with love. "And do you, Daniel, take Carolyn to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, for as long as you both shall live?" "I do," Daniel said, his voice strong and unwavering. As they exchanged rings, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, as if nature itself was blessing their union. When the officiant pronounced them husband and wife, Daniel leaned in and kissed Carolyn, sealing their vows with a promise of forever. The guests erupted in applause, and the newlyweds turned to face their friends and family, their faces radiant with happiness. They walked back up the aisle hand in hand, ready to start their new life together. The reception was a joyous affair, filled with laughter, music, and dancing. Under the stars, Carolyn and Daniel shared their first dance as husband and wife, moving gracefully to a timeless melody. As they swayed together, they knew that their love had conquered all obstacles, and their future was bright with endless possibilities. As the ceremony concluded, the guests made their way to the beautifully decorated reception area in the garden of Gull Cottage. Long tables were set under a canopy of twinkling fairy lights, creating a magical atmosphere. The tables were adorned with elegant white linens, silver candelabras, and centerpieces of fresh flowers in shades of white and blush. The wedding feast was a sumptuous affair, reflecting both Carolyn's and Daniel's tastes. The menu featured a delightful blend of traditional and contemporary dishes, ensuring there was something for everyone to enjoy. Freshly shucked oysters on the half shell, served with a tangy mignonette sauce. Mini crab cakes with a zesty remoulade. A selection of artisanal cheeses and charcuterie, accompanied by crusty bread and assorted crackers. Grilled lobster tails with drawn butter and lemon. Roast beef tenderloin with a rich red wine juice. A vegetarian option of wild mushroom risotto, creamy and fragrant with truffle oil. Garlic mashed potatoes, smooth and buttery. Roasted seasonal vegetables, lightly seasoned and perfectly caramelized. A crisp garden salad with a variety of fresh greens, cherry tomatoes, and a light vinaigrette. A towering wedding cake, elegantly decorated with white icing and delicate sugar flowers. The cake had layers of vanilla sponge and raspberry filling, a favorite of Carolyn's. An assortment of mini pastries, including eclairs, macarons, and fruit tarts. Fresh berries and cream, a simple yet delightful treat. The guests included close friends and family, each one thrilled to witness the union of Carolyn and Daniel. Martha, Carolyn's loyal friend, was there, beaming with pride and happiness. Jonathan and Candy, Carolyn's children, were overjoyed to see their mother so happy and to welcome Daniel into their family. Among the guests were also a few of Daniel's old shipmates, who had somehow found their way to the wedding. These shipmates, however, were not ordinary guests. They were ghosts, just like Daniel had been. To everyone's surprise and amusement, they took turns inhabiting the body of Claymore, the bumbling real estate agent who had sold Carolyn Gull Cottage. Claymore, unaware of the ghostly presence within him, found himself in a series of hilarious situations. One moment, he was delivering a heartfelt toast in a deep, commanding voice, reminiscent of a seasoned sea captain. The next, he was performing an impromptu jig, much to the delight of the children. His sudden changes in demeanor and actions kept the guests in stitches, adding a lighthearted and whimsical touch to the celebration. As the evening progressed, the guests enjoyed the delicious food and lively conversation. A live band played a mix of classic tunes and modern favorites, encouraging everyone to take to the dance floor. Carolyn and Daniel shared their first dance as husband and wife, moving gracefully to a timeless melody. Their love and joy were evident to all, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. The night was filled with toasts and well wishes, each guest raising a glass to the happy couple. The celebration continued late into the night, with everyone reveling in the magic of the moment, and Claymore's ghostly antics providing endless entertainment.